Do you realize that words are not empty sounds? Every word that leaves your mouth carries life or death, faith or fear, healing or harm. The moment you speak, you are sowing seeds into your future. Some people talk sickness, defeat, and weakness so long that they start living exactly what they've been saying. But you, my friend, have a choice to fill your mouth with life-giving words that heal and restore. These words heal, but you must take your dose. When a doctor gives you medicine, it's not enough to buy it and keep it on the shelf. You must take it daily, faithfully, believing it will do its work. In the same way, God's words are spiritual medicine. You can read them, quote them, and meditate on them. But until you speak them, until you make them personal, their power remains untapped. Speak healing, speak peace, speak strength. Take your dose every day. Faith is not silent. Faith speaks. The power is not in thinking about the word, but in declaring it. When your mouth agrees with truth, your life begins to align with it. Healing doesn't begin in your body, it begins in your words. So stop describing your pain. Start declaring your promise. Say, I am strong. I am whole. I am restored. Keep saying it until your heart believes it and your body catches up to your confession. You don't take medicine once and expect lifelong results. You take it daily until full recovery. The same is true with words of faith. Keep taking your spiritual dose. Morning, noon, and night, keep speaking life, keep releasing faith, keep declaring healing until it saturates every cell of your being. The more you take your dose, the stronger your spirit becomes. The stronger your spirit, the faster your body responds. Words don't just inform your mind, they transform your reality. Speak what you desire to see, not what you currently feel. Let your confession build a new atmosphere around you. Remember this, these words heal. But healing doesn't come by hearing alone. Healing comes by believing and speaking. So today, take your dose. Take it again tomorrow. Take it until healing flows like a river through your life. Keep your prescription filled with faith, your mouth filled with truth, and your heart filled with expectancy. And as you do, you'll discover that the medicine of words never expires, never weakens, and never fails. Speak it, believe it, and live healed. Because these words heal when you take your dose. Words are not mere expressions of thought. They are powerful spiritual forces that shape the world within and around us. Every word that leaves your lips carries energy, creative or destructive, healing or harmful. When you speak, you are either building a future of faith or constructing a prison of fear. Many people fail to understand that their own tongue can be a source of sickness or a fountain of health, depending on how they use it. The words you continually speak become seeds planted in the soil of your life, and sooner or later, they bear fruit. If you constantly declare weakness, your mind and body will follow that command. But when you begin to speak life, healing, and strength, those words start producing exactly what they proclaim. Just as a doctor's medicine only works when taken regularly, spiritual healing comes when you take your daily dose of truth. Reading the word is good, but speaking it aloud with faith is what activates its power. The act of speaking engages your spirit, aligns your heart with divine reality, and releases creative energy that transforms circumstances. When you say, I am strong, you're not denying your pain. You're declaring a higher truth that overrides it. Faith does not ignore facts. It enforces the truth of God's promises above them. The human mind may doubt, but your spirit responds to words of faith like a seed responds to water. It begins to grow, unseen at first, but inevitable in time. The process requires consistency, emotion. People often underestimate the weight of their own voice. They say, I'm weak, and weakness begins to settle in. They say, I'm tired, and the body obeys. But when you declare, I'm strong, even in weakness, strength begins to rise from within. The spoken word is like a seed. It may not show results instantly, but beneath the surface, it begins to grow and transform what cannot yet be seen. Just as a seed requires consistent watering to break through the soil, your words need consistency to break through limitation. Speaking truth once is not enough. You must nurture it, repeat it, and protect it from the weeds of doubt. Healing begins when your mouth and your heart come into agreement. The voice of faith cannot coexist with the language of fear. Every time you speak, you are choosing which force to empower. Words of faith bring light. Words of fear invite darkness. The transformation of your life starts when you take responsibility for your confession. Many pray for change but continue to speak defeat. They unknowingly cancel the very answer they asked for. Words heal when they are spoken with belief, repetition, and understanding. It's not about magic, it's about alignment. Your spirit knows truth even when your mind resists it. So when you keep speaking life, your inner being begins to reprogram your thoughts and emotions to match your confession. Healing doesn't always begin in the body. It begins in the mind, travels through the spirit, and finally manifests in the physical. That is why you must keep taking your dose. Just as medicine works gradually, faith-filled words produce results over time. You may not feel different after one dose, but consistency will build a foundation of healing that cannot be shaken. Every day, your mouth writes the story your body will live. Speak health, and your cells will hear it. Speak peace, and your soul will respond. The energy of faith never dies. It multiplies with every word you release. When you speak healing, you are sending life into the unseen realm where everything begins. Continue to declare strength until it becomes your nature. Continue to speak joy until it fills your atmosphere. Continue to speak victory until defeat loses its voice. These words heal not because of who speaks them, but because truth carries power. The same creative force that shaped the world is still alive in every word of faith you speak today. Take your dose not with anxiety, but with confidence that every word you release is medicine working in your favor. Keep speaking until your life becomes the reflection of the healing you declare. Words carry a power that many people overlook, yet it is this power that determines the direction of life. Every time a word is spoken, it becomes a seed planted in the garden of your spirit, and that seed will always produce a harvest. When you speak negative, fearful, or hopeless words, you are planting the seeds of defeat. But when you speak faith-filled, life-giving words, you are planting seeds of healing and victory. Your mouth is not just for communication. It is the steering wheel of your destiny. So what they hear repeatedly, when you say, I am strong, I am healed, I am blessed, those words begin to echo within your subconscious and start shaping the reality you experience. Just as a seed must be watered and nurtured to grow, the words you speak must be repeated, believed, and protected from doubt. One dose of faith is good, but continuous doses create lasting transformation. The reason words are compared to medicine is because both operate through consistent use and trust in the process. A patient does not swallow one tablet and expect instant recovery. Healing comes through daily obedience. In the same way, when you speak words of faith, you must take them daily, not occasionally. Even when you don't feel better, even when your situation looks unchanged, your consistency is working beneath the surface. Over time, these repeated words construct a new identity within you, one that reflects strength, victory, and confidence. The more you take your daily dose of truth, the more immune you become to fear and despair. Faith-filled words also renew the mind, transforming how you think about your situation. Instead of seeing challenges as barriers, you begin to see them as opportunities for your words to prove their power. The mind, once filled with doubt, begins to trust the unseen process of faith. Healing flows where the mind and spirit agree. This is why silence in the face of adversity can be dangerous. Every void left unfilled by faith will be filled by fear. Keep your mouth active with positive, living words. Speak healing even when pain speaks louder. Speak life even when circumstances seem dead. The more you speak, the more light drives out darkness. In time, your words will become your reality. What began as a daily act of discipline turns into a lifestyle of faith and strength. You'll find that your body feels lighter, your heart calmer, and your spirit more resilient. The power that once seemed invisible becomes visible through the results in your life. Every moment of peace, every sign of healing, every victory you experience will be the fruit of your consistent confession. Keep speaking life, keep taking your dose, and never underestimate the power that lives in your words. For every word you speak in faith becomes a spark of divine energy, restoring, renewing, and healing everything it touches. Words are living currents of power that shape the invisible and visible parts of your life. Every sound that leaves your mouth carries a vibration that your mind, body, and spirit recognize. When you speak fear, that vibration weakens you. When you speak faith, it strengthens you. Words of creative ability, they build, they restore, and they heal. Your life is a reflection of what you've been saying for years, whether knowingly or unconsciously. When you begin to understand that your mouth is a tool of creation, you become careful with every phrase you release. Speaking words of faith is not merely about repeating sentences. It is about releasing divine power with understanding. Each word is a seed, and the heart is the soil. When the soil receives faith-filled words consistently, healing begins to sprout from within. Just like medicine taken on schedule begins to heal the body, spoken truth works as spiritual medicine for the soul. It does not matter how broken or weary you feel. The power of consistent speech will always bring restoration. Each confession you make builds a layer of faith that strengthens your spirit until it overflows into your physical body. Even if you don't see results immediately, the power of those words is already working beneath the surface. Words have a way of traveling into unseen places, correcting what human effort cannot reach. That's why silence in moments of struggle is dangerous. Your voice is your instrument of healing. Keep it active. Keep it focused on life. Faith works through agreement between the heart and the mouth. You may know truth in your mind, but until your mouth gives it expression, that truth remains dormant. The moment you speak, you activate it. Every word of healing you declare calls strength into your body, peace into your mind, and order into your circumstances. Even science acknowledges that the body reacts to spoken words. Your cells, your nerves, your heartbeat, they all listen. When you say, "I am strong," your entire being begins to adjust to that command. This is not imagination. It is creation through sound. Speak long enough and your words will form the life you believe in. Consistency is the secret to transformation. Just as one meal cannot nourish you for life, one declaration cannot change your future. Healing requires repetition. Speak daily with patience and conviction. When doubt whispers that nothing is happening, remember that growth always begins underground. The unseen roots of faith are forming, and soon the visible fruit of healing will appear. Don't allow discouragement to silence your confession. The moment you stop speaking, you stop creating. Every time you declare truth, you strengthen your inner atmosphere. Peace becomes your natural response, faith becomes your rhythm, and healing becomes your lifestyle. You are training your spirit to lead your emotions and your body, not the other way around. The more you take your spiritual dose, the more sensitive you become to peace instead of pain, to strength instead of weakness. Words renew the mind and rebuild the soul until both agree with divine order. In the end, your words become the reality you live in. Speak life until your environment reflects it. Speak healing until every cell vibrates with wholeness. Speak peace until your thoughts settle into rest. The process is simple but powerful. Believe, speak, repeat, and receive. The words you release are medicine, and when taken daily with faith, they bring total transformation. Keep taking your dose, for your healing is not coming. It is already working through the power of your words. Words are unseen builders that shape every experience of life, and their influence reaches far beyond what the eye can see. Each word you speak carries an energy that molds the direction of your emotions, your health, and even your destiny. When you speak life, you invite strength and peace to dwell within you. When you speak defeat, you give power to limitation and fear. Every spoken word is a seed, and every seed produces a harvest of the same kind. The words of your mouth are like tools in the hands of a builder. They construct the reality you eventually live in. When your words are filled with faith and expectation, they become living forces that go to work immediately, changing circumstances in ways you may not yet perceive. Healing begins in the moment you choose to align your speech with truth rather than emotion. Many people let their words be ruled by what they feel instead of what they believe. Feelings shift like the wind, but truth stands firm. When you speak words of faith, you are planting unshakable truth in the soil of your spirit. Just as a doctor's medicine must be taken regularly for it to work, your healing words must be spoken daily for their power to manifest. Each confession you make sends strength into your body and peace into your heart. The more consistent you are, the deeper the healing flows. Words do more than communicate. They activate spiritual laws. Life and death truly rest in the power of the tongue. Every time you speak, you either open the door to victory or to defeat. The universe responds to sound, and your voice carries authority over your own world. When you declare healing, creation itself begins to cooperate with your faith. The cells in your body hear your words, your thoughts obey your declarations. That is why silence or careless speech can be so costly. What you refuse to say in faith, you allow doubt to define. Faith is not silent. It speaks with conviction even when circumstances disagree. Speaking words of life in the middle of pain is not denial. It is defiance against fear. Every time you say, I'm strong when you feel weak, you are commanding your body to obey truth rather than symptoms. The power of faith lies in persistence. The more you repeat healing words, the more they transform your inner world until your outer world begins to mirror it. This is how unseen power becomes visible change. There is also renewal that happens in the mind when you consistently speak positive, faith-filled words. Your thoughts begin to shift, your emotions stabilize, and your perspective expands. The mind starts to expect wholeness instead of suffering. What once seemed impossible starts to feel attainable because your confession trains your consciousness to believe in restoration. This is the hidden miracle of repetition. It not only changes circumstances, it changes you. As your inner world aligns with the truth you speak, peace becomes your natural state. You no longer chase healing, you live in it. You begin to sense harmony between your spirit and your body. Every time you speak your daily dose of truth, your energy strengthens and your confidence grows. You start to see that words are not mere sounds, but spiritual prescriptions, each one carrying the essence of life itself. Keep speaking, keep believing, and keep taking your dose. Healing is not something that comes from the outside, it flows from within. Through the channel of your own voice, let your words become the medicine your soul craves. Speak until doubt loses its hold. Speak until faith becomes your nature. Speak until your life radiates the healing you have declared. These words heal. When spoken with faith, they restore everything they touch.